Hey guys! Today we're going to be talking about intermittent fasting. But before we get started, I just want to say I am not going to be here to give you facts and bore you with the details, because there's plenty of videos online on YouTube that you can find that are going to help you completely understand what intermittent fasting is and just kind of learn all the details somewhere else, but not here. I've been doing this for the past 3 months, and I kind of felt like since I've been trying it out and really enjoying it, that I would share it with you guys, because I feel like this is helpful information that maybe you might be interested in. So if you are, then keep watching. We call it intermittent fasting, and it's actually pronounced intermittent fasting, but you know, I'm from Toronto and we don't pronounce our T's. So guys, what is intermittent fasting? Well, basically it's just a period of time in which you eat and a period of time in which you don't eat. It's pretty simple. Most of us do this already when we're sleeping, we're not eating, and this is more of a mindful way of practicing a longer period of time without food. Usually it's a 16-8 split, and that is what I do, but there's different types of splits, and I'm not gonna get too much into the details. And it's not a diet. A diet is what you can eat, but intermittent fasting is when you can eat. So you're not on a diet per se. With saying that, I still think it's important to be mindful about what we're putting in our bodies, because at the end of the day, I'm here to sort of inspire you to live a healthy lifestyle. I'm not going to recommend that you eat McDonald's just because you're intermittent fasting. So look at it as a lifestyle choice that's going to help assist you with your good, healthy habits that you might have already. And this is a more intuitive way of eating, and that's how I personally eat. I don't count my calories. However, if you are, on a journey to losing weight or even gaining weight, then I recommend that you do count your calories, even if it's just for a little bit, so that way you get to know sort of what your maintenance is and how much you need to cut out of your diet or how much you need to add to your diet. So intermittent fasting caught my eye initially a couple years ago because I wanted to slim down a little bit. I had a couple extra pounds that I was like, you know what, maybe let's try intermittent fasting, because I was eating late at night a lot of the time and going to bed and waking up with my stomach still feeling full, and it was just not a good feeling. And of course, if you're laying down, your body is just not going to naturally digest as well as it would if you are standing up, sitting, and just kind of being active after you eat your meals. So why am I doing intermittent fasting? Well, I've been doing it for the past 3 months. When quarantine began, I really wanted to make sure that I wasn't overeating. And it's so common to just eat mindlessly, especially with all the Netflix that we were watching. I found myself snacking relentlessly because I was home all the time. Just, me and my fridge were besties. But with intermittent fasting, it has really limited my time to consume all of these excess calories that I wasn't burning off because I wasn't going to the gym. So it's important to just keep in mind that your activity levels are probably down right now, and that just means that you should probably be eating a little bit less calories than you normally would, unless you're being super active, like you know how your body feels and what your body wants. So definitely listen to your body. Now, I'm not trying to lose too much weight. I work out and I just want to maintain. So for me, this is just a great mindful way of eating, and it just feels like a lifestyle. So mental clarity is a side effect of intermittent fasting, and it's definitely something that I'm benefiting from at the moment, because I feel like when I wake up, my body is not tired from digesting any food. It's focusing on other things, and it's just allowed my blood sugar levels to drop and my hormones to balance out. And so I wake up and I'm very clear-minded and I'm ready to start my day. So I really love that side effect, and that is what has kept me going. I just feel like my life has become more simple since intermittent fasting, because I don't constantly have to think about, what am I gonna eat? I have until 12 p.m. That is normally when I start to eat, until 8 p.m. And in that window, that is when I'm eating. And then after, I don't even have to think about food. And I've also saved money because, like I said, I'm not buying too many snacks, because I'm just eating 3 meals a day that are super healthy, and then maybe like a dessert. And so I'm over exaggerating if I'm saying super healthy. Not everything I'm eating is like low carb and like no fat, whatever. Like, I'm eating intuitively and what I enjoy to eat. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll see a little bit about like my balanced life and what I like to eat and all that stuff. So definitely give me a follow over there if you're not already at CassXR_. My stomach and belly fat has really diminished, and I never really had I was never overweight, but you can definitely tell a difference because you actually lose visceral fat, which is fat that's inside your body that surrounds your organs, which is pretty interesting. So intermittent fasting actually really helps with losing the inner layer of fat that you don't even see. And it's because our bodies are going through a phase called autophagy, and basically you're getting rid of any dead cells that are kind of useless. And I guess that's why also maybe you might have mental clarity. And what's nice about it too is your meals are kind of bigger in a sense, because I mean, if you like that, I personally would love just a big plate of food, and your body has time to digest. It's not working on anything else. I have lost about 5 pounds since doing it, not intentionally. I am still eating my sufficient amount of calories, and I'm not doing it specifically for the weight loss. So it really isn't a diet, and it can be so misconstrued. And for females especially, a lot of times people think that they'll lose their period or their hormones will go out of whack. And yes, I think that it could happen if you were under eating significantly to what your body was used to. And then also if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, I definitely don't recommend it. As well for females, because like I mentioned in my skincare video, I have hypothyroidism. So I do take a pill every morning for that, and I have to make sure that my hormone levels are pretty balanced out. And so if I feel hungry, I eat. I'm not gonna wake up and my stomach starts growling and not feed my body. And guys, a balanced life is the most important part that you can take away from this, because intermittent fasting does not have to be done every day. It can be done as much or as often as you want, okay? So if you wanna do the 5-2 split, that's a different type of split. And like I said, do your research on what works for you and be intuitive with your body. But the 16-8 split is what I do, and I do it on a daily basis unless, like I said, I am hungry, I will adjust. So if I wake up and I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm feeling really hungry this morning and it's only 10 a.m., then I'll eat, and maybe I'll stop eating at 6, and I'll just try and readjust and reschedule the timing of which I eat my meals. And usually I'm fine, I'm not gonna go to bed absolutely starving either. I am filling my body within those 8 hours that I'm eating. As well, guys, when you break your fast, it's important about what you eat, because you don't want to just shock your system. After not eating for 16 hours, you really want to gently introduce food back into your day and refuel your body with really healthy protein and fat. And I wouldn't recommend mixing fats and carbs into your first meal. I would recommend just having a high protein meal, like a smoothie or and something actually preferably with no dairy. I know a lot of people are intolerant to dairy, and it's really good to just not put any of those dairy hormones into your body first thing in the morning. I would recommend just having a vegan protein shake or eggs, just simple, really simple. And then maybe in a half an hour, if you're still hungry, you can eat something else with, say, avocado toast, which is a perfect example of fats mixed with carbs. I wouldn't recommend that as your first meal of the day. And so we really want to make sure that it knows, okay, I'm going to use those fats that I just got for fuel instead of the carbs for the fuel. So you kind of have to train your body to do that. It's kind of like the ketogenic diet, where people are eating high fat, low carb, and they're training their body to use fat for fuel. Well, it might be a good idea if you want to start intermittent fasting to do a week or so of a ketogenic diet, because it'll get your body used to using fat for energy, And then once you start intermittent fasting, you can introduce carbs back into your diet. That way your body already knows at that point to use fat for fuel. So another thing about intermittent fasting is you can have black coffee or tea, just you can't add any sugar or milk to your coffee or tea. And then of course you can have water. And another thing that you can have is an apple cider vinegar drink. When you drink apple cider vinegar, it is kind of a gross taste, but you only use a small amount and you mix it with lots of water. And I like to put salt in mine as well, because after you have not eaten for a long period of time, just like even in the morning when you wake up, your bodies are dehydrated. So we have to rehydrate them with lots of water, and salt actually helps rehydrate our bodies. So I like to use iodized salt specifically because, like I mentioned, with my hypothyroid, a big cause of hypothyroidism is a lack of iodine in your diet. So a lot of salt does not have iodine in it, so you need to get one that says iodized salt. And that basically is what would come off of like the sea. If you're in Europe or whatever and you eat a lot of fish, then you're getting that into your diet. But a lot of Americans and Canadians don't get quite enough iodine in their diet, and it could make you deficient of certain hormones in your body. So I like to start my day off with my apple cider vinegar shot with some iodized sea salt and water. And it really sets the tone for my day because it actually helps suppress my hunger. So if I feel like I'm waking up and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry, well, I'll have a shot of that. And if 20 minutes later I'm still hungry, then I'll eat. But if I'm feeling like, okay, actually that helped, which a lot of the times it does. And it also helps with my cravings in the rest of the day. Like I haven't been craving too many sweets, which is amazing because sweets are, I think, most people's weaknesses, including mine. And I've found that that has actually helped with my cravings. But guys, the most important thing is that you do what you want to do because it makes you happy and it makes your healthy lifestyle easy to maintain. Not because you're feeling forced. Don't starve yourself. If it doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. But I've been doing it for the past 3 months, and I can really say that I have been enjoying it, and I really do recommend it for people that are like me, that go to the gym, live healthy lifestyles, and just want to add a little boost to their, I guess, like lifestyle. And like I said, the fat burning and the visceral fat, the brain health, there's so many benefits, and I really recommend that you do a lot of your own research before you get started, but definitely take into consideration a intermittent fasting lifestyle, because it might just work for you, just like how it works for me. So I would like to know, I really am curious, how many people watching this video already have tried intermittent fasting, are interested in doing it, or if you currently do it, because it is one of the most popular health trends, and so many videos online, and a lot of people that have found it to be pretty effective. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming here to watch this video. I hope you found any of this information helpful. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you soon. Oh my god, I just burnt my tongue.